Yes, men?
Yes.
So we gotta go. Let's get better.
That starts now.
Gets better. The worst feeling, guys, is when your kids figure you out, man. I've met, and I have some family, nieces, nephews. They kind of figure it out, and it sucks to see that. Like, yeah, sorry, don't mind. Can we go to Uncle's house? You want to go to Uncle's house? You want to go see Uncle spend time up there? How come you don't live where they live? Oh, could you imagine that? When your own family and your kids or nieces and nephews saying, how come we don't live where they live? How come we don't, as a dad? Could you imagine that? Your kids are going through that.
You see a bridge?
Because your kids are going through that. Makes sense. You don't want to be that person. Number 3, a man protects his family. When you are lying in bed with your wife, it's 3 in the morning, you hear a sound, noise. You say, hey, honey, I went last time. You go
Come on, man. Grab a
Who's done
gun.
that, bro? Who's done that? Some of you guys.
I'm too sleepy.
Hey, honey, I checked last time. You go.
I'm too tired, man.
That's the diaper changes. I do the diaper changes. No doubt about it. I got 4 kids. I'm doing diaper changes all day long.
Absolutely.
But are you the one? Don't raise your hand because we'll kick you out right now. Hey, honey, it's your turn. Please don't do that. We're gonna change that. Okay? We gotta change that. We gotta be men. Lead our families. Sound good? So protect your family. Period. Anybody have guns here? Yeah. Have guns? If you don't have guns, go buy some guns. Before they take them away from you. Especially in Cali. Okay? Go buy some guns. Okay? Protect your family. Get some guns. Number 4, a man serves and leads his family. Ephesians. The husband's the head of the wife. A man is called to be a servant leader, demonstrate selfless, sacrificial love. Just like as God did with us. So lead your wife. I think I've beaten up that subject already many times. Lead your wife. Anybody ever not see eye to eye with your wife? Anybody want to have your wife improve? Yes or no?
Yes.
Maybe mentally, maybe physically, maybe spiritually. Yes or no?
Yes.
What should you do, dads? What should you do, fathers, husbands?
You do it first. Lead by example.
Exactly. You do it first. If there's a guy here and you're like, you know what, I want my wife to hang out with other wives. I like this environment. And you don't have the leadership to bring your wife, this idea where I don't want to go with you, that to me is you're getting a divorce. That to me, she doesn't believe in you, and that sucks. But if you want to improve, not only number one is you set the example, you do it yourself. Okay? There was a story of a woman that was overweight. Okay? And we all go through it. Women have children, bless women, they gain weight. I get it. It's not easy. I respect women tremendously. But they make an effort to improve, right? And you're saying, hey, honey, you're giving her hints. You know, you should go to the gym with me. Here's stop eating this food. Hey, honey, you know, when we first got married, you used to look like this. And then he did that for 6 months. Nothing happened. He's like, how do I change this? He saw an advisor or a counselor. Says, you know, why don't you try to do an XYZ? He started writing her a little love note. Say, honey, a little love note. Put a little with a little flower on her bed every morning. Hey, honey, just thinking about you. Here's a little letter, and here's a card. Here's a flower. I want you to know that I love you. Oh, Papa, I'll be back. If you don't see me, I'm at the gym. I'll be back. Okay? He did that for 7 days. Another letter. Another flower. I'll be back. I'm at the gym. I'll come back. Guess what happened 6 months later?
Started joining the gym.
Started going to the gym. How you see your wife, how you see her strength, how you see her abilities, you got to speak it into existence. Yes. There's different messages. You can say, hey, honey, you're starting to gain some weight. I've been guilty of that. Hey, honey, you're a little chubby now. It ain't gonna work. You got to serve your wife, but then you got to look at the man in the mirror. What about you, bro? You got some little mess. You got the beer belly. You start drinking beer. You don't look like you used to look when you were 20 years old either, 30 years old either. Makes sense. So there's ways to get the message across, yes? I know we probably haven't written a handwritten letter to your wife in a long time. You probably haven't gotten her a flower or a rose. Is there a time we do? Yes? If you want something, you get more bees with honey. Yes? We can all improve. Let's lead and serve our families. Number 5, a man follows God's design for true masculinity. What does the Lord require of you but to do justice, to love kindness, and walk humbly through God? The core of a man's life should be his relationship with God. The man who walks humbly with God is motivated and empowered to step up and assume the difficult responsibility that comes his way. You know why a lot of us shy away from looking into our faith in God? You know why? We don't want to be held accountable. Right? We want to keep on doing what we're doing, and what we're doing in the dark will eventually come to the light. Make sense? And it's okay. We ask God for grace. Ask God for grace. We're all guilty of that. But the moment you humble yourself to your knees, in front of your kids, your wife, you have no idea what that does for your family. Your wife's going to say, I have a spiritual leader here. He's leading my kids. He's making an effort. He's leading our family. Does that make sense? Just improve. Because today, they want to remove this from schools. They want to remove this from anything in media. We can't even talk about our faith anymore. Makes sense? You got to talk about your faith. There's nothing more important than that. But as men, guys, you're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna fall. You're gonna be guilty. But the only way you can get back up is one way. It's through His grace. All the time. Does that make sense? So let's improve in those areas. Those are the 5 points. Next, a courageous man is never off duty. You're never off duty. Courageous men. Anybody here want to be more courageous? Yes?
Yes, sir.
You got to work on this. Courage comes from within. From within. And you got to practice it over and over and over again. Mind and body, financially, spirit. The book, Love and Respect, Give Love, because women want love, men want respect. But if we don't work on giving the love, we're never going to get the respect. Cool. If you haven't read the book, Love and Respect, I highly recommend you get it. Let's go into leadership. Who here has a mentor? Anybody have a mentor? Yes? You have mentors. Okay, good. Who are they? Are they books? Are they people you meet with? Business partners? Anybody?
Business partners.
Okay. Anybody want to freak out their family during the holidays? Yes? During Christmas? I want you guys to go to Amazon and go get, who's never read Think and Grow Rich? Okay, go get it. Get it used for $5. Okay, go buy 5 of them. And go send it to your friend or your family for Christmas. Wrap it up, say, I thought about you. What's going to be the response from your friend and family?
What the heck is this? What you're trying to say?
¿Qué te pasó, güey? ¿Qué es esto? What happened to you? What's this book? Who do you think you are? Right, you're smarter than us now, right? Guys, if you don't give them a book, they'll never have a mentor in their life, ever. Wow. Find a mentor and duplicate. Every single, from philosophers, has a mentor. One mentor the other. He mentored me, boom. He's mentored Christian directly. We have a conversation where mentor, I get value from him, he gets value from me. My wife, his wife. Juan now, Llamas, Cordova, mentorship. Does that make sense? This is very normal. If you think, I know it all, I'm good, you have a big ego. You guys know what ego stands for?
Edging God out.
Edging God out. You think you know it all. Find a mentor. It's the most valuable thing, guys, you can ever have. Someone that's been there already, you can stand on their shoulders and it'll get you ahead. Okay, let me continue. Oh, what's your reputation? The bottom here. Are you committed, or are you casual? Are you a student, or do you know it all? Are you disciplined, or not? Are you a hard worker? Are you lazy? Are you in shape, out of shape? You have a reputation. We all have reputations here. You can change it tomorrow. Okay? If you have some bad habits, it's okay. You're not alone. Just look at your habits, look at your reputation, and ask yourself this question: how do people perceive me? When they look at me, do they see me as a responsible person, or am I a little bit lazy? Am I a man of my word, or I don't keep my word? You know what the most annoying thing? Anybody have friends that are just so irresponsible, they say things that never come through? Yes or no? It's the most annoying thing. So change your habits if you have some bad habits, and that's your reputation. Look at this quote here by Mark Twain. A man cannot be comfortable without his own approval. Who has jobs here? You have a job here? Anybody want to become an entrepreneur and be free from the job? Yes? Okay, you have to become an entrepreneur. That's when you have full approval. Sound good? No matter what it takes. If you thought about running your own business, stick with it. Give it 5 years, 10 years. Trust me. Who you become along in the process is so much more valuable than the money you get paid. So much more valuable. And then it's going to come to you. And by the way, you can never out-earn your identity. If your identity is a 5, your income's a 4. If your identity is an 8, your income's a 7. But most people's identity is a 3 or 2 because they don't read any books. If you read a book, your identity, the way you think, the process, your vision, business, concepts, the economy, investments, real estate, stocks, if you read that, you go from a 4 to a 5, guess what happens to your income? It goes to 5. If you're at a 5, but you go to 6 or 7, and all the books that you read, your income goes to 6 or 7. Does that make sense? So work on that. Trust me, it's going to help out a whole lot. Okay, awesome. So, boom, 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 boom. Core values. Let me fast forward this. Ego. Men with big egos are often insecure and try to cover up those insecurities with overcompensation. In truth, the man with a big ego lacks confidence and self-love. On the other hand, the man with high self-esteem has confidence in his own abilities, knows his shortcomings, and loves himself. Anybody know friends that have big egos? They know it all? Anybody in the room? Anybody sitting next to one right now?
Yep.
No? Look to your right or left, right? Big ego. It's the most annoying thing. It's the most annoying thing thinking you know it all. And you may think like you're doing good, but compared to what? You may be doing good, but you're on the verge of a divorce right now.
Wow.
You may be doing good financially, but you may be in a divorce right now. You may be doing good, but then you don't have a relationship with your kids. That's not very good. That's not wealthy, by the way. You may be doing good, but then you have high blood pressure. You haven't gone to the gym in a year, and your last blood results are not looking very good. And that's not good, by the way. You got to do your best to be well-rounded. Makes sense? And that's called having an ego. And the people that have egos, they filter themselves out here very quickly because they think they know it all. And they got to humble themselves because we're all students to the rest of our lives.
Yeah.
You got to be a student. Makes sense? So accept that and you'll improve. Endurance. Can you last as an entrepreneur athlete? How common is this? Out of order. Who would you follow, by the way? Who would you follow?
The big guy.
If you say, hey man, come follow me, I'm gonna go change your life.
Are we looking for
But then you're here, and if you say, hey, come follow me, I'm gonna change your life, come join me in this business, but you're right here, who would you want to follow? This guy, this guy. What's your name again? Anthony. Right? Guys, in shape. I want to, guys, I'll show you earlier, I'll tell you my story, but can you last you won't last 14, 15 hours a day. You might as well clock in and out at 8 hours. Someone's going to rent you for 8 hours because you provide the bare minimum at $25 an hour. And because you're comfortable with the income and a little bit of benefits. If you want to become an entrepreneur, you need to work on yourself. Because you got to go put in 14, 15 hours a day. But you do it for a short period of time to become financially